What's up, everyone? GSmith64 here, finally coming out with another fictional characters in D&D. I've been working on this one for a while because I overthink this stuff way too fucking much. And, yeah. Character in question today is the one and only Steven Universe from Steven Universe. So let's go ahead and hop into it, shall we? Alright, first thing we gotta do is talk about the difficulty of the build, as we do with every video. This, for the difficulty, I give it the hard rating, or 4 out of 5. Mainly because it is a challenging build to do, because you have no weapon other than a shield, which you could be using as a weapon if you want. You're going to be playing a class that doesn't really have any offensive spells to begin with, and you are not really going to take any offensive spells at all, other than, like, one, I think, is what I have in the build. And it just makes it hard to be combat-oriented. You're very good at support, you're not the best at combat. The difficulty of the RP, though, we're only ranking that medium, borderline easy, somewhere between almost, like a 2.5. And that is because, at the end of the day, you are just simply playing a character who is somewhat naive, but more often than not has a good head on his shoulders. So yeah, let's get into the build.
I'm a crystal jack too!
So as almost as tried and true of all of these classes, your starting race is going to be variant human. Class will be Bard. And now we're going to go into the complication that is the point buy of this, because it is a doozy. Also, since you're starting variant human, you'll be taking the moderately armored feat. That's very important for this build. So let's get into the stats now. Alright, so using the tried and true point buy system, as we do every time, by all means, you can roll up your stats, but this is just a baseline for what you want to do. Using point buy, we want Strength 13, Dex 13, Con 13, Int 12, Wisdom 9, and Charisma 14. Now, the only reason our Wisdom is so low is because we had to take a dip somewhere, and well, Steven is kind of good at fucking everything. Like, reading up on him and rewatching some of the series, the only thing Steven is kind of bad at sometimes is reading people, which is wisdom, because he's strong, he's stronger than the average human, he's fast as shit, he's hardier than the average human, he never gets sick, he's an intelligent planner on the battlefield, he has a really high charisma because he can fucking inspire everyone and recruit almost anyone to his side, including the fucking diamonds, spoiler alert, and he's also incredibly wise. But we had to take the dip somewhere with all of our points. So if you have to drop one stat, or if you have to drop two stats if you're rolling, I would recommend Wisdom followed by Intelligence. Those are the least two needed stats here. Then, we're taking Variant Human though, because we want that feat, which is the moderately armored, because we're going to need it for our class. Variant Human will give us +1 to Dex and Con, making those both 14, and then moderately armored feat will give us +1 to Strength, which will make that 14 as well. Meaning, we'll have 4 14s, a 12, and then a 9 at level 1, which is not bad. Alright, now time to get into the bread and the butter of the class. Starting off, your background. Going entertainer, so that way you get acrobatics and performance, along with some musical instrument proficiency, and a disguise kit. You're going bard, so you have more musical instruments. Then, your saving throws will be Dex and Charisma. You'll get more skill proficiencies from your class, which are going to be Athletics, Acrobatics, Medicine, and Performance, and Persuasion. Then, you're going to get Expertise in some of those as well, and we're going to choose Performance and Persuasion. And then you'll reach level 2, nothing too exciting there. Just regular bard shit. Then you go reach level 3. You get College of Lore. That's the college I recommend for Steven, because we need access to other class spells very quickly. So that does it best. And on top of that, College of Lore has some pretty nice stuff about helping your friends not get hit. Really helps you fit that support role even better. 4th level comes around, and oh my god, the class only gets more and more complicated. We're taking the Tavern Brawler feat, which will increase our strength by 1, making it 15, so we have a plus 3 in that now, which is important, because Tavern Brawler lets us use certain weapons or improvised weapons. We are proficient with them, and they get a D4. That means our shield now can actually do some damage other than a 1 plus your strength mod. Now, it does a D4 plus your strength mod, which is a little better. So if you are going to be hitting people with your shield, it gives you a little more to do with it. It gives you a little more damage. And now you're also going to have to find a shield, because bards do not naturally have a shield, and they are not naturally proficient in it. That is why you have to take the moderately armored feat. Moderately armored makes it so that way we can have a shield as a bard, be proficient with it, so we're getting that AC boost, and on top of that we're also getting the ability to actually use that shield. Then we reach level 5. Nothing exciting there. And with this build, normally I stop at 5, but we're going to 6. And we're going to level 6 because level 6 gives us our first subclass feature, which College of Lore gives you access to Arcane Knowledge, which means you get 2 spells from any spell list, which is really good for us, because now we're going to go into all those spells, because we're going to have a total of 9 at level 6, and then an additional 2 from non-bard spell list, and our 4 cantrips. So we'll go into that, and all of this will also be posted in the description, just so that way you have access to it as well. And it's a good time. So let's get into the spell list now. Alrighty. Spell list. Starting off, I'm just going to go off of level 6, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind on what spells to have. And again, this will be posted in the description, so that way you have access to it in case you don't want to follow along in the video, because I completely understand. Starting off, cantrips. You'll be taking Mending, Prestidigitation, and Vicious Mockery. You only have 3 cantrips right now. You'll be getting a 4th later on. Mending, Prestidigitation, and Vicious Mockery. Vicious Mockery will give you something to attack with other than your shield. Prestidigitation is never a bad cantrip. And Mending is a pretty good one as well. Helps you fix things, which fits Steven quite a bit. He's good at repairing things or fixing things that are broken. Then we're going to go into our spell list. We're going to take Bane, making it harder for people to hit you, aka you're really good with your shield, more bubbles, blah blah blah. Shield / bubble, that's why you are so hard to hit. Bane makes it so you make it harder for people to hit you. Cure wounds. You're healing. Same with Healing Word. You're healing. Both of those fit Steven because he's a healer. Featherfall. Featherfall is actually a unique one, because I chose Featherfall because Featherfall makes you fall slower when you're falling. Steven has shown multiple times throughout the show that using his gym anatomy, he's able to make himself fall slower than the average human, making gravity affect him weirdly. So Featherfall is a good fit there for him, and it also can work on his teammates, helping them out as well. Then we have Thunderwave, it's for a little more another damaging spell. Heroism, which inspires his teammates, pretty obvious there. Same with Enhance Ability, boosts his teammates' stats in some way, shape, or form. Both of those being good at helping out Steven. Just keep his allies in the game longer. Then we have the Spell Magic to help get rid of spells, just because you needed something for a 3rd level, along with Motivational Speech. The Spell Magic, not so much Steven. That one is just a good spell to have if you're going to be a bard and you're going to be strictly support like this, since you're almost borderline a pacifist with this build. And Motivational Speech, again, good at buffing allies, giving them some extra temp HP so they can stick in the fight longer. Then, the 2 spells you're going to gain from College of Lore feature are Shield of Faith and Revivify. Shield of Faith, pretty self-explanatory. It's a Shield of Faith. You can give it to someone else or give it to yourself for a +2 AC. Again, that's just you using your shield to its fullest ability. Then Revivify, Steven has brought someone back from the dead. Rose has brought someone back from the dead. We've seen it happen multiple times throughout the show. Revivify fits Steven very, very well. And I would recommend later on, when you get more College of Lore, or more Bardic Secrets, or your Magical Secrets, to take more feats, or take more spells that revive, since Bard does not get access to those naturally. Granted, you can do whatever you want with those. I only tell you how to make the build up to level 6, in this case, so that way you can do it yourself. That being said, though, this is where I'm going to call the video. Now you know how to make Steven from Steven Universe in D&D up to level 6. Play him however you want. I'm just there to help you make him. And I just want to give a huge shout out, by the way, to Phizzy. He is the man that made all the music in this. Check out his channel. Link will be in the description. Along with buying some of his music. He made karaoke versions of a whole bunch of the songs in Steven Universe. Like, I think it's 83 he's up to now. Dude is making a living off of it, or doing great work. And so, let him keep it up, by all means. And go check out his channel to support the dude for doing it. That being said, I've been your host, GSmith64. Enjoy your Halloween, and hopefully, we'll have another spooky, special D&D video out tomorrow. Or out later today. Today, tomorrow, whenever I drop this. Hopefully it'll be dropped on Halloween. Whenever. I'll see you then. Farewell.